God has given us the timeline to the end in the scriptures. You probably haven't heard about this because most of the church is silent on this topic, but it is clear in the book of Daniel that God wants us to know the time. Daniel was fasting and praying and asking the Lord, what will become of us? And God hears his prayer and sends Gabriel with the timeline and the message. This message was so debilitating to the work of the enemy that the prince of Persia withstood Gabriel for 21 days. Michael the archangel came, helped Gabriel, and Gabriel delivered the message to Daniel. Now in verse 10 of chapter 12 it says, "The wicked will not understand this, but the wise will understand." And he says in verse 11, "From the time that the daily sacrifices are taken away and the abomination of desolation is set up, there will be 1,290 days, which is 1,290 years. In 600 BCE, the sacrifices stopped with the destruction of the temple. Calculating 1,290 years from that and factoring in the year zero, you get 691 AD. Now, what happened in 691 AD? The Dome of the Rock was built at the holy place. In verse 12 it says, "Blessed is he who comes to 1,335 days, which is 1,335 years. Adding that to 691 AD, when the abomination of desolation was set up, you get to Rosh Hashanah 2026-2027. God has given us the timeline to the end. Jesus himself, when he was here on earth, says, "When you see the abomination of desolation standing at the holy place, spoken of by the prophet Daniel, you will understand." It had yet to be built in his time, but he was speaking to us and saying, when you see it, then you'll understand what you read in the book of Daniel. God wants us to know the time of his coming. He wants us to prepare. He wants us to talk to our family, to tell our friends, to tell everyone that the King is coming.